It's not about black and white. It's about that white player and that black player. Why? Because of the history that they had before they came to the WNBA. You see, it was all instigated. If Angel Reese was never in Caitlin Clark's face, taunting her the way that she did when they mimicking what Caitlin Clark was doing to numerous opponents en route to the Final Four. And then Angel Reese and LSU bust their living you-know-what at that particular moment in time. And Angel Reese was in her face chirping at her the way that she did. It would have never gotten to this point. But
the world of professional sports, for all its drama and spectacle, has rarely witnessed a true cultural explosion quite like the one currently rocking the WNBA.
Unfortunately, it comes with the crown.
I got to push back on you a little bit.
Okay.
I think you're being a little bit too PC. Let's call it what it is. I am not trying to say that she should be criticized or she is wrong. What I'm saying is by pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong with it. Now, yes, you are 22. Yes, you are young. And there's a lot of things that we didn't want people to know about when we were her age. Fair enough, especially me, okay? Because I'm 30 plus years removed from that age. I got that part. There was no social media then or whatever. But here's my point to you. She knows this social media. She is not dumb. She's quite a brilliant young lady.
This isn't merely about jump shots and slam dunks anymore. It's a seismic event, a collision of unprecedented growth and deeply entrenched, simmering tensions that extend far beyond the basketball court itself. Caitlin Clark's arrival has shattered viewership records and sent league revenue soaring.
Nor am I going to take my eyes off of what transpires with the WNBA over the next 2 weeks while Caitlin Clark is out with the quad strain. And the reason why is because, let me tell you something right now. I'm not going to go to word hate. I'm not going to be out there like RG3 was saying that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark or other players hate Caitlin Clark. But I will say this. I don't think it's specific about Caitlin Clark. I think it's what Caitlin Clark represents.
Yet it has also inadvertently detonated a long dormant culture war within the WNBA, exposing raw fault lines of race, resentment, and identity that many thought were either buried or simply ignored.
This was a basketball play. You understand? It was the heat of the moment. I got it. The fact that the Sky was getting romped by 35 certainly didn't help matters. I get all of that too, okay? But the reality of the situation is clear. I think it was a basketball play. I don't think it's much ado about anything. I think both of you are 100% correct in terms of not only attributing it to competition, but loving the fact that they're being allowed to compete. We should not judge.
We're talking about a story riddled with shocking double standards, utterly perplexing reactions, and a fundamental unsettling question. Can the WNBA truly embrace its newfound glory, or will these internal frictions tragically derail its chance at becoming a global phenomenon, threatening to unravel a golden era just as it begins?
Clark, one of the footages they show was Angel Reese getting up and clapping and stuff like that. They keep their eyes on stuff like this. Here's where I'm going where the rivalry kicks in. Angel Reese, the reason why obviously the whole Caitlin Clark Angel Reese thing happened was because when they met in the NCAA tournament in 2023, when Angel Reese was doing all of this, because Caitlin Clark had been doing that to her opponents when she got the best of them. So Angel Reese and LSU got the best of her, and that's what she did unapologetically, okay?
The fuse for this explosive, unsettling situation wasn't lit in a brightly lit WNBA arena. No, it was struck on a college court during the electric atmosphere of the 2023 NCAA championship game. The moment itself was unforgettable, searing itself into sports history with a brazen audacity. Angel Reese, fresh off LSU's dominant victory over Caitlin Clark's Iowa Hawkeyes, stood triumphantly over Clark, famously waving her hand in front of her face, mimicking Clark's own signature on-court celebration.
She balled at Iowa in college. She's balled since she's been in the NBA. She came into the league last year with no break whatsoever between the college game and the pro game and did her thing. Ended up as an all-star, ended up being fourth in the league in MVP voting, was the clear winner for Rookie of the Year. No competition whatsoever in that regard when it was really all said and done. We know what she brings to the table.
It was more than just a simple act of trash talk. It was a deliberate, audacious jab that reverberated with layers of unspoken meaning, setting a combustible stage for their inevitable clash in the professional league. The world watched, transfixed, as Reese, with an almost defiant confidence, seemingly called out Clark's perceived dominance and her history of assertive on-court antics, igniting an immediate, furious firestorm across every media platform.
Jackie Robinson of the WNBA will be Caitlin Clark if she stays healthy. There's a group of them that would hope for her to be out. But
why do you say she's going to be the Jackie Robinson of the WNBA?
Well,
it's not like she's the first white girl.
She's not the first white girl, but she's the first white superstar at the levels where she's scoring these, the threes she's shooting. She's like a Steph Curry. She's the first actual superstar that people care. When's the last time we watched like college basketball? If I told you, tell me the greatest college basketball female basketball players last 30 years, and you watch I know her. She's our meet, but you look at some of these names, you see some of these people on how they do.
Online forums erupted into virtual battlegrounds, sports talk shows dissected every angle with a frenzied intensity, and the court of public opinion was instantly, violently divided. Was it merely competitive fire, a heat-of-the-moment reaction? Or was it something far more profound, something that tapped into pre-existing racial tensions and perceptions of villains and heroes within women's sports? For countless observers, this single brazen act solidified a rivalry, steeped in something far more profound than just competitive spirit, foreshadowing the deeper racial and cultural currents that would soon ripple through the professional league, turning a basketball moment into a national, uncomfortable debate, leaving a lingering question mark over the future of the WNBA.
I actually feel bad for Angel Reese at this point, and it has nothing to do with like how she's handled herself or anything. It's just simply Caitlin Clark is so much better than Angel Reese at basketball that it doesn't feel fair.
Yeah, I think Angel Reese is struggling with the fact that Caitlin Clark is better at her best thing than she is.
But she's better at everything.
And
she had a triple-double. She's tied for the third most triple-doubles in WNBA history, and she's played 50 games.
Yeah.
She's just better.
By the time he finished, Stephen A. had held up a mirror to the entire sports world, forcing everyone, fans, media, players.
Then came the verbal napalm. Stephen A. Smith, the undisputed titan of sports commentary and a man who has forged his career by delivering unfiltered, often searing truths, detonated a scathing monologue on live television. With a visceral intensity that seemed to emanate directly through the screen, he delivered a scorching, almost evangelical dissection of Angel Reese's actions and the broader, increasingly toxic narrative surrounding Caitlin Clark.
Can you just call a spade a spade? Racism has been impacting the WNBA well before this year. This is not a new thing. Sure. This is, in that way, I do think Caitlin's being used as a pawn. Mm-hmm. Caitlin didn't bring racism to the WNBA. This has been happening. And that, I think, is what's been such a shock for all of us, that other people are surprised by this. Mm-hmm. We've been trying to tell you. And once again, for so long, as a player, I would almost joke. I'd be like, I would have loved to have shut up and dribble.
His critique wasn't just sharp, it was an evisceration, painting Reese's timing and perceived performance as not just ill-advised, but as symptomatic of a disturbing trend within the sports landscape. Smith didn't merely express an opinion, he tore into what he described as a circus of performative outrage and a frustrating, glaring double standard that, in his view, seemed to permeate the discourse surrounding these two athletes. He called out specific instances, accusing some of prioritizing social media clout and hashtag activism over genuine accountability, unleashing a torrent of words that felt less like commentary and more like a televised reckoning. He challenged the very premise of why certain reactions were tolerated and others condemned, highlighting the disorienting hypocrisy he observed within the vast ecosystem of sports media and public commentary. His face, conveying an almost palpable disappointment, seemed to silently scream, "I told you so." But his words delivered a masterclass in challenging prevailing narratives, forcing an uncomfortable public examination of accountability, racial undertones, and the delicate balance between competitive spirit and professional conduct. This wasn't just a sports hot take, it was a fiery teardown of double standards, media bias, and performative outrage, a moment so sharp it could cut through stone, sending tremors through the entire landscape of sports media and public perception, leaving a lingering question about who truly holds the moral high ground.
Angel Reese is obviously and clearly taking too much heat because I believe a lot of people are using this situation as a cover for their innate vitriol and maybe their innate kind of racism or racial tension or racial misunderstanding. And now that they have been given a reason, at least the reason that they're going to try to take, which is Angel Reese reacting to Caitlin Clark's foul, now this is their opportunity to say what they always wanted to say, but they needed a mask put on to cover up the innate, whether it's racism or the innate prejudice or just the innate hate that they have for Angel Reese and the ways in which she carries herself. That's my issue with all of this.
But this unfolding drama isn't merely about one player's provocative reaction or a commentator's fiery take. The true, undeniable, and utterly seismic catalyst for this WNBA upheaval is the unprecedented, monumental arrival of Caitlin Clark herself. Her transition from college phenom to professional rookie has been nothing short of an economic tsunami and a cultural disruptor of staggering proportions. Since her highly anticipated debut, the WNBA has witnessed a staggering surge in interest, unlike anything in its history. Attendance records are shattered, not just at her games, but across the league as a whole. Ticket sales have skyrocketed to previously unimaginable prices, creating a resale market that rivals major league sports, and viewership numbers have soared, breaking decades-old barriers across television networks and streaming platforms. Jerseys bearing her name fly off the shelves at an astonishing rate. Merchandise sales are unprecedented, and overall league revenue has experienced an exponential boom, proving a commercial viability many previously doubted.
First of all, the WNBA has been increasing in revenue way before Caitlin Clark was even thought of. Also, there have been a lot of women in this industry and in the WNBA specifically who have been fighting and advocating for changes in the league way before Caitlin Clark even stepped foot in it. Yes, jealousy is a natural reaction and it's a natural emotion and it exists whether people want to own up to it or not. And are there people across both male and female who may have animosity towards Caitlin Clark for the attention and the awareness and the pedestal that she has been put on? Sure. To lump all women together just further perpetuates this narrative that women are unable to be happy for other women. And as a woman, I find that insulting because
Fans who had previously paid little to no attention to women's basketball are now tuning in, engaging in heated online debates, and tweeting about every single game-winning shot, every viral moment. Her unique blend of jaw-dropping skill, particularly her seemingly limitless shooting range and uncanny court vision, combined with a marketable, approachable persona and a touch of Midwestern humility, has fundamentally, irreversibly reshaped the league's economic landscape. She's transformed it from a niche sport into a burgeoning mainstream spectacle, captivating audiences far beyond traditional basketball demographics. The fervor surrounding her has even led some, controversially, to dub her the Jackie Robinson of the WNBA, a comparison that, while deeply divisive and even offensive for many, undeniably underscores her profound and historic impact on the sport's visibility and commercial viability. This isn't just growth, it's a profound cultural and financial earthquake, and Caitlin Clark stands undeniably, powerfully at its epicenter, whether everyone in the league, both on and off the court, likes it or not.
Caitlin, when your head coach came out with a statement today saying she denounces all the racism that some people have felt in this league, players, trolls online, all those things, as one of the biggest stars in this league, what are your thoughts on the things not only your teammates have to endure, but just the entire league? And obviously, you spoke on this before, but just now your coach and your GM are talking about it as well.
Yeah, it's definitely upsetting. I don't think nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful, hateful comments and threats. Those aren't fans, those are trolls, and it's a real disservice to the people in our league, the organization, the WNBA. But there are a lot of really good fans, whether they've been fans for 20 plus years or whether they're new fans in our league.
Yet, despite this undeniable, transformative boom, a deeply perplexing and, frankly, frustrating mean girls mentality seems to have taken hold among a noticeable segment of veteran players within the WNBA. Instead of embracing and celebrating the tidal wave of new attention and the unprecedented flood of tangible money pouring into the league, observers and fans have noted a palpable resentment, a bewildering undercurrent of icy side eyes, dismissive post-game comments, and what can only be described as locker room drama fit for a reality television show. This stark contrast is glaring, almost painful to witness. For decades, the WNBA and its dedicated players have tirelessly fought for greater recognition, for better pay, for improved travel conditions, for more mainstream media exposure that truly reflects their skill and dedication. Now, with Clark's presence, these very desires are being realized at an astonishing, dizzying pace. Yet the reaction from some corners of the league has been one of perplexing resistance, a baffling reluctance to embrace the very catalyst that is delivering the long-sought growth.
Angel Reese was drafted number 8 in the same draft as Caitlin Clark, who was number 1. You don't think Angel Reese thought she should have been number 1 in the draft?
Oh, definitely.
That's something to be jealous of right there.
Oh, okay,
Now,
okay.
Let's be clear. That's not a bad thing. Steph Curry was drafted number 8 or number 7 in the draft.
Yeah.
That Blake Griffin was drafted number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Blake Griffin won Rookie of the Year, Slam Dunk Contest, everything. Curry just stayed in his bag, and then eventually his time came, and now he's the greatest from his class. Oh, yeah. So it could be that. It could also be, it could just be, I hate that the crowd likes you. It could be, I hate that they love you and they don't love me. It's so many reasons, but it's real. That's what I want people to know. It is real.
It's as if the league finally received the golden ticket, but a significant portion of its long-standing members are refusing to enter the chocolate factory. This behavior begs the question, forcing us to consider what could possibly be the complex underlying psychological drivers for this counterproductive resistance? Is it a deep-seated discomfort with sudden, externally driven change, particularly when that change comes in the form of a rookie? Is it a fear of displacement, a subconscious anxiety that their long-fought legacies might be overshadowed by a newcomer's rapid ascent? Or is it the painful reality of one player, almost overnight, eclipsing established careers in terms of public attention and financial opportunity, challenging the long-held narrative of sisterhood and collective empowerment within the league? Whatever the reason, this perceived animosity creates a disorienting, unsettling narrative, challenging the very perception of unity and camaraderie within the league, and leaving both longtime and new fans questioning why some players seem so determined to push away the very spotlight that could illuminate everyone, elevating the entire sport to new, unprecedented heights.
This is only women that get this. I'm tired of it. Like, here's my thing, you guys. What else? Who are these girls? Who are these girls that are hating on Caitlin Clark? Are you just combing through Twitter? What else are these women supposed to do? Fawn over her? Fangirl over her? Bend the fucking knee? Kiss the ring? Like, what do you want from them? We cannot, every time the girl plays a game, she got 40 games, guys. She got 35 more games. We are not, every single game, gonna revisit and retread this same tired-ass rhetoric that all these girls are hating on her, and they need to be thankful they have been.
This perplexing resistance, however, forces an even deeper, more uncomfortable confrontation, pushing us to address the most sensitive and explosive accusations head-on: the uncomfortable intersection of professional jealousy, internalized racism, and strategic gatekeeping. This isn't a simple, straightforward case of one player being better than another on the court. It's a multi-layered conflict steeped in historical context and pervasive societal biases that run far deeper than any game. Historically, the WNBA has been predominantly represented and powerfully elevated by Black athletes, who have fought for every inch of recognition, every dollar of pay, tirelessly building the league from the ground up with their unparalleled talent, resilience, and unwavering perseverance. Now, Caitlin Clark, a white player, has arrived and, almost overnight, seemingly effortlessly, garnered a level of attention, endorsement deals, and mainstream media coverage that has largely, frustratingly, eluded her Black counterparts for decades, despite their equally immense talent and contributions. This stark disparity, whether perceived as intentional or simply an unfortunate outcome of societal biases, has inadvertently exposed long-simmering tensions about privilege, visibility, and who ultimately deserves the lion's share of the spotlight in women's professional sports. Accusations of internalized racism suggest that some players, perhaps unconsciously, are acting out a deep-seated resentment towards Clark, not just for her exceptional talent, but for the inherent societal advantages they perceive her to possess as a white, marketable athlete in a media landscape that historically favors such narratives. It's a painful, complex brew of envy, intricately laced with gatekeeping, an unspoken, or sometimes overt, why her and not me mentality that forces the league and its fans to confront uncomfortable truths about biases that may have festered beneath the surface for years. This isn't just about athletic criticism. It's a profound reflection of deeper societal struggles played out on the hardwood, where the fight for equity and recognition continues to evolve, sometimes with deeply unsettling implications for the perceived unity of the league. The subtle microaggressions, the dismissive tones heard in post-game interviews, and the pointed social media commentary all contribute to a pervasive feeling that this conflict is far more profound than just a competitive rivalry, serving as a jarring, undeniable mirror reflecting the uncomfortable intersection of race, success, and public perception in America. The profound tragedy in all of this, for many passionate observers of the WNBA, is the colossal, almost unfathomable, and utterly self-sabotaging missed opportunity that the league is facing. By resisting Clark's undeniable, transformative impact, by allowing bitterness and perceived slights to fester and overshadow the collective good, the WNBA is, in essence, committing a fundamental misstep, potentially squandering the very financial and promotional opportunities it has fought tirelessly for decades to achieve. Think about it. WNBA players have yearned passionately and loudly for better pay, for the luxurious comfort of private jets instead of endless, exhausting commercial layovers, for substantial, widespread media exposure that truly reflects their skill, dedication, and the excitement of their game. Caitlin Clark is delivering exactly that, not by demanding it, but by simply being herself and playing basketball at an elite, captivating level. She's bringing the eyeballs, the massive sponsorship dollars, the legitimate, undeniable demand for those exact upgrades that players have campaigned for. Yet, instead of embracing this catalyst, instead of collectively leveraging this unprecedented moment, some players appear to be actively pushing it away, caught in a puzzling, counterproductive cycle of resentment. It's an almost unfathomable irony. After decades of passionately begging the world to care, of tirelessly seeking a larger, more prominent platform, a significant portion of its long-standing members are now acting as if they're mad the pizza delivery guy finally showed up with the food, but didn't bring the exact custom-ordered toppings they wanted. This isn't merely about one player's reception. It's about the league's collective ability to evolve, to adapt, and to strategically capitalize on a once-in-a-lifetime moment for shared prosperity. If the league cannot unite and leverage this unprecedented spotlight, if internal divisions continue to overshadow the collective good, it risks confirming the cynical narrative that the WNBA, for all its immense potential, is tragically incapable of handling success, especially when that success arrives in an unexpected package or through an unexpected messenger. This resistance threatens to be the ultimate self-inflicted wound, a tragic rejection of the very future they've collectively strived for, a missed shot at true, widespread recognition. Ultimately, the WNBA's explosive internal conflict transcends the simple boundaries of basketball. It serves as a powerful, unsettling microcosm of larger societal issues, reflecting the complex interplay of race, identity, and rapidly changing cultural norms in the very public sphere of sports. Social media, that relentless, unforgiving amplifier, has transformed routine on-court dynamics into heated, often ugly cultural battlegrounds, where every word, every gesture, every facial expression is dissected, scrutinized, and weaponized by legions of online commentators. The palpable hatred some players display, or the sharp criticisms leveled at Clark, are not solely about her jump shot or her performance on the court. They are inextricably linked to what she represents to different factions. a disruptive force challenging established norms, a symbol of shifting power dynamics, or simply the recipient of attention that others believe should be more equitably shared. This profound clash between traditional fans, those who have supported the league through its leanest years, and the sudden, massive influx of new viewers highlights a fundamental divide, as does the profound craving for genuine authenticity versus the constant churn of manufactured drama and social media posturing. The WNBA, in this unprecedented moment of both triumph and turmoil, stands as a stark, undeniable mirror reflecting these multifaceted societal pressures, forcing uncomfortable truths about privilege, perception, and who ultimately gets to define success in a rapidly evolving, often unforgiving world. The entire spectacle serves as a compelling, if often painful, case study in how deeply ingrained biases and historical resentments can clash with undeniable progress, making the future of women's basketball not just a sporting question, but a profound and urgent cultural one, forcing everyone to confront uncomfortable truths. So, where does the WNBA go from here, as this compelling, unsettling drama continues to unfold? Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball, she is undoubtedly living rent-free in the heads of half the league, and with her undeniable talent, her burgeoning star power, and her magnetic appeal, she is about to renovate the entire space, whether anyone likes it or not. Her groundbreaking presence is far more than just a passing phenomenon. It's a potent, unstoppable catalyst, forcing uncomfortable conversations and exposing deep-seated issues that have long lingered beneath the polished surface of professional sports. The ultimate question facing the WNBA now is stark, almost existential. Can it overcome its internal divisions, bridge the racial and cultural fault lines that have been laid bare, and collectively embrace this unprecedented attention and the opportunities it brings? Or will bitterness and lingering resentment fracture its immense potential, leaving it forever confined to a smaller stage? This moment is a defining one, a chance for the league to truly step into the mainstream light and demonstrate unity in the face of unprecedented success. If it cannot, if the pettiness, the snubs, and the resistance continue to overshadow the collective good, then the WNBA risks feeding the very narrative that it cannot handle success, especially when that success arrives in an unexpected package or through an unexpected messenger. The future of women's basketball, a captivating high-stakes drama unfolding both on and off the court, now rests squarely on its ability to transcend these divisive currents and unite under the banner of shared prosperity and collective progress. The final score is yet to be written.